What happens if you take the perfect soldier and add extra height, more muscles, the ability to spit very far, more genes and teen angst? Primaris Space Marines. The Primaris Space Marines is like the upgraded version of the Space Marines, made by techno-slug cosplay enjoyer Belisarius Karl. Belisarius Karl was a tech priest who took it a little too far. Like, there's barely any meat left, but then again, that is the whole plan. The weakness of flesh and all that shit. 10,000 years ago, during the Horus Heresy, and afterwards, Belarus Karls had the great idea that the Space Marines, the perfect soldier, just wasn't perfect enough, and he spent 10,000 years trying to make the perfect soldier. And you know what? He succeeded. The main difference between a Primaris Space Marine and a regular Space Marine is the fact that more genes are used. So instead of 19 genes, it's 22 pairs of genes, denim jeans, cargo pants, and other types of genes. Some of these genes added way bigger resistance to chaos, and that is why we have not seen any chaos Primaris Marines yet. Because when you have a good pair of Levi's, you're just not as corruptible. Yes. But what about the old Space Marines? Well, here's the thing. If an old Space Marine wants to become a Primaris Marine, that is technically still possible. They have to undergo the Rubicon Primaris thing, where they will be looked at for days with surgery, and it's a very big mortality rate. The first one to do this was the Magnus Galgar with the giant fists of the Ultramarines, and it succeeded. He is now a Superman. He's even more super than the Primaris Marines because they had a lot of time to practice their Space Marininess. What else is new with the Primaris? Well, they got an update in armor, weaponry, and all sorts of other things, and also an upgrade in stupid writing. Initially, when the Primaris came out, people weren't a fan. Why? Because it felt like the end times of Warhammer 40k. One of the most hated periods of Warhammer lore ever, because this was the period where everything you loved and enjoyed was written badly out of the story. Thankfully, it's gotten a lot better, and we don't have so many characters like the Executioners who are there to kill the Primaris who suffer from teen angst too badly. Initially, when the Primaris came out, most chapters were on board, but some of them were definitely not. A very famous one is the Black Templars. A chapter of really angry religious people who looked at the new ones and was like, sin! Unpure! No blasphemy! And decided to kill just a whole bunch of the Primaris. They have since been converted and now have Primaris within their ranks. There are still a lot of pure blood, old, chunky boy Space Marine chapters, but most of them have started to take some Primaris in, because it is really hard to say no to people that are stronger, better, faster, has bigger guns, when your actual enemy is Cthulhu and Satan, and also orcs, which are big mushrooms. Yes. As time has gone on, the lore for the Primaris has gotten better. Since there's been more fleshed out, much like the Stormcast Eternal, people are less angry at them. However, there is still a lot of bad things to be said about the Primaris Marines, such as they have taken a lot of the identity of the individual chapters and thrown it into the trash, because a lot of the kits with plastic kits has now become more similar, and it's more like you buy the same pack, but then you get like a couple shoulder pads and it's now a Space Wolf. Or it's now a Black Templar. And they all look the exact same. This is sad and people do not enjoy this. However, their importance in the lore and the story on the board cannot be underestimated. How do I feel about them? They're okay. Some of them are really cool. Some of them are some chunky boys. Big chunky armor. The Redempted Dreadnought is a bit silly. I like the old, really cardboard box looking one. But overall, Primaris has become a pretty decent addition to the whole Warhammer lore. On the next episode, we talk about Tyranids, and that is to celebrate the release of the 10th edition, the 10th Dick. Tyranids versus Primaris Space Marines. See you later, bitches.